So I am really excited right now. So hi Hariharan, I'm going to connect you right now, and I hope these people who are joining very quickly right now, they are really excited to know your story, right? So I'm going to connect Mr. the mentor, okay, the mentor Hariharan,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
Hi.
now it's fine. Hi.
Now it's
Now it's perfectly fine. I'm all there.
awesome.
And yeah.
Oh, that is so awesome
So
that we finally connected. We are going to listen to your amazing story, Hari.
I hope so. I hope so. I'll try to do justice as much as possible. Thank you for inviting me for the
Wow.
show.
Oh, my show is all about you people, like the people who are doing something really amazing in their lives, and you're an entrepreneur, you are a public speaker also. I'm lucky enough to get your contact through Gauri. I'll really have to thank her because she has recommended me your name, and she said like he's the perfect fit for the talk show, and I'm really happy that you accepted my request. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, and the pleasure is mine too, and of course to Gauri as well, because
Yes.
she has made this union possible. So I'll try my
Yes.
best to do justice to your audience and try to share my bit.
Yes. We are going to have amazing time, Hari, and I hope that you like the session as I
I
always
do.
love all of my sessions. So let's start with your introduction. Let people know who are you.
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Hariharan Chandrasekharan, and I'm an engineer, economist, and MBA marketing by qualification. Currently, I'm
Okay.
pursuing my doctoral studies from Swiss School of Business Management, Switzerland. My area
Wow.
of expertise is career counseling. I have selected that as one of the problem areas to go deep into my thesis. I have
Okay.
around 12 years of experience, both industrial, corporate, and
Wow.
entrepreneurial.
Are
uh,
you kidding?
yeah, I do. And
Awesome.
and around 5 years of last experience was into my own business, that is entrepreneurial. And
Wow.
I had set up a management consultancy firm. I was lucky to travel to Europe based on my own experience. Lucky to be part of
Great.
the BMW plant situated in Leipzig. No one gets a chance to visit that plant, and
Yeah.
I almost BMW was my client. I did do a pilot project for them, but
Okay.
what I was anticipating, it didn't happen. But I was lucky to be part of the BMW plant. So that's the biggest
Wow.
high in my career, I would say. Yeah. And then I took a sabbatical, and
Okay.
and
Oh my
then I was trying
goodness,
to,
this is not ending.
yeah. So I'll try to just conclude it. So
Awesome.
lastly, so I was trying to figure out what next, and then I got this idea to venture deep into the edupreneur side of the game that I'm interested in, and that's how
Yeah.
I took a formal training for career counseling. I'm an international certified career counselor, and I believe that I'll try to do justice in this field as well. So I'm trying to set up my venture, and that's how this whole
Amazing.
branding as Mentor Hariharan and stuff like that. So
Awesome.
yeah. So I
Okay, this
used to
is the
do, yeah.
introduction.
Yeah, this is the introduction. Maybe
Are
this
you
is also the
sure?
conclusion. Yeah, I am sure.
Okay, see, my dog is eating something. I'm so sorry for that. If he just
Oh
distracts you
yeah,
or something, I'm so
that's
sorry.
good. I did see a couple of your videos. You do seem to be a dog
Yeah,
lover.
yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Okay, introduction was amazing, and
Thank you.
I'm really sure that you are making a big difference here because entrepreneurship
Thank you.
is not as easy as you spell the word or you say it.
Absolutely.
It takes a lot of effort. It takes like determination, like
Yes.
total focus.
Yes.
So let me know how this entrepreneur is doing right now. How is your life going?
Life is pretty much challenging because entrepreneurship is all about taking some risk. And
Yeah.
I would like to say that my niche of entrepreneurship is not the big problem solving that normally people tend to do. I am trying to be micro entrepreneur, if at all that's the right word, or gig entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's the more prominent word to be used.
Yes,
So
yes.
so it's pretty challenging because you're trying to identify a niche for yourself, build your own audience, and try to
True.
solve a certain set of problem. So yes,
Right.
an entrepreneur's life is challenging because he always has to be at the verge of your target audience's problems and what
Yeah.
solution you have. So yes, it's pretty much challenging.
But I really love to say this thing, like you already put a challenge in yourself while saying that I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I
Yeah,
mean, that is itself a biggest challenge to utter that word
yeah,
and say that I'm going to be an entrepreneur in the future. So
yes,
okay, like in this field, there is a lot of productivity going on. Like every single day, every single second, your brain is working differently, your mind is totally over the places, and you're thinking a lot of things at the time. And it's sometimes it's confusing, sometimes it's like you just need to focus. So, what is the productivity in this year now, this 2022? What do you feel?
This 2022 is pretty much promising in my own way
Yeah.
because I see a lot of opportunities here because with tech trying to govern the entrepreneurial aspects, or at least in my case, it's tech that defines your success. So
Yeah.
the while career counseling or maybe the way you do business was more of
Yeah.
you need to have a physical office, you need to be with your customers, but with tech
Yes, true.
actually with tech actually in the scheme of things, it makes my job easier. So I'm able to connect with my audience on Zoom calls, on MS Teams. I'm
Yeah.
able to take virtual sessions and still get paid, so that does help. So I would positively say that I am pretty much good, touch wood. And people whose businesses are dependent on tech
Yeah.
should also not have much of a problem. It's all about it. So
Very right.
yeah, so I would still say that
Before it was said, like if you want to have something of yourself, that means in the sense of a venture or anything, you need to have a perfect place, you need to have an office for
absolutely,
yourself. There are
absolutely,
a lot of things going on, and it's not that easy to do it. It takes time also to build that much.
absolutely,
Right
absolutely.
now you can go anywhere, take your laptop, take
Yeah,
everything with you, go
yeah,
anywhere. Even if you're on a tour or anything, you can just sit and have a word with your clients or with your people. Like
absolutely,
you can do
absolutely,
all of your work just sitting like that, and that is
absolutely,
actually amazing. Like
absolutely.
my work is going on that basis only. I am totally a
Exactly,
tech dependent person right now.
exactly.
It's so relieving, because I just
Yes,
have to pick my phone and just go live, and I'm doing all of the work, and I'm really happy with
absolutely,
that.
absolutely. So
Okay,
again,
so
yeah.
yeah, you tell me.
So again, I mean, we have a common convergence point. Tech drives the business. So that's that's
True
that's
that.
it testifies my stand.
Yes, it does. Okay, so like people, they just directly say things. Like there are people around me. They say like, "मेरे को ये करना है, मेरे को वो करना है, मैं शुरू कर दूंगा या शुरू कर दूंगी," and it's very easy. They just say it, okay. But when they go into it, they realize कि भाई इतना आसान नहीं है. So what are the things or what are the points that are to be considered when you are about to start your own venture or you are thinking about it?
Okay. See, that's pretty much a good question, Joey, because 80% of them, according to a statistics, fail here only. So what
Yeah,
happens is it is very easy to, conceive an idea that, okay, I'll probably do this, I'll probably do that. But having that idea on paper, having the right plan, implementing it and seeing the result is
yeah,
altogether a different game. So my way of looking at entrepreneurship would be primarily that you need to first identify your skill. It could be anything.
yeah,
So if you're an engineer, if you're a software engineer, try to identify what best you are at. And if you have identified your skill, try to
yeah.
also ask yourself, can you scale that? If the answer is yes,
Right.
then ask the next question, can you sell that? The next question
Yeah.
after, if you can sell that, is that you have your audience. So your entire proof
True.
of concept is finished. So once you have
Yeah.
gone through this process, you are bound to get some success. And then it depends
True.
on how you are able to sustain it. So it's a pretty simple process, but people at times, complicate this. So you need to first identify your niche, identify your skill, scale it, sell it, build your audience, build the proof of concept, and then sustain it. So this is a very simple model in my own way
Wow,
of
I would love to
looking
put
at it.
this model as a caption, on this talk session because it is really amazing. No,
Yes,
the thing is, like literally, this generation is totally changing. People around you are just talking about the business. Some people are just talking about the stock market, the shares, and everything, and it has become so like this different field. Before it was like, नहीं यार, pilot बनना है, मुझे इसकी studies करनी है, मुझे बाहर जाना है, and all of that stuff. Now it's
Yeah.
totally changed
Oh, it's
because
totally
Corona
changed.
and Omicron is on our heads. It is telling us to do a lot of different things,
Alternate
and it's
things, yeah.
really, yeah, it's really nice. But people are forgetting that they need to study themselves first. तुमको
Absolutely.
जो दिख रहा है, you are just saying that okay, I can also do that.
Yeah.
But you should be studying yourself first. That okay, are you able to do it actually, and how long are you going to go? So what stage you thought like okay, you have studied yourself, and when did you actually start studying yourself?
Okay. Uh, I would like to go back to my engineering days because that was the main, scenario or main place where I could discover myself. Because
Yeah.
it's in the engineering phase that I realized that I'm good at articulation. I'm able to convince people. So I subconsciously had this skill of being on to some task. Like I was presentable. I was able to convince
Yeah.
people. I was able to negotiate certain things. Then, when
Yeah.
life gave me opportunities in the corporate sector, my roles were front ending, mainly into sales, marketing, tech sales. So I was
Yeah.
able to do justice to these things. Then, after spending five,
Yeah.
6 years into the corporate sector, I realized that if I can do this thing for my clients or for my company, how about giving it a shot myself? Can I do some stuff on my own? So it
Yeah.
was in 2014 15ish when I realized this, and I thought let me just take another 6 months sabbatical and see if I can do something based on my skill. When I gave you a
Right.
model which you felt happy about, it was a proven
Yeah.
model that happened with me. I have tried it, tested it, and that makes me confident to propose this model. So I tried to
Wow.
say that okay, what's my skill? So I identified that yes, I can articulate things, I can speak. So then I said, okay,
Right.
can I solve certain things based on my level of experience, education? So then I identified management consultancy is my domain. So when I identified that, I said, okay, now I'll take this deep, and then I started setting up my own firm along with my partner, and then we tried to solve that problem, or maybe we tried to do business out of it, out of the skill that we had, or out of the skill that I had.
Yeah.
And we were lucky enough that we tried to understand where our gaps are, how we can correct that. We made course
Yeah.
corrections. We fell down. We again kind
Yeah.
of had to rise up from there, and then
Yeah.
we tasted success. So that then gives me the impetus to take up something at the next level, so at the parallel
Yeah.
level. But it should align to your overall vision. So it should
Yeah.
align to your overall basic qualification. If you're
True.
able to put that into best use, it'll really get you success. So that's something
True. Yeah.
I understood about
But
myself.
I
So
think there
yes.
are people who they actually identifies their skills and their niche, okay, as you can say passion. Like they are here only just for this thing because they are meant to do this only. But somehow they have this fear in their head and they feel like नहीं यार करेंगे तो भी कुछ ना कुछ होने ही वाला है. I will not do it. So what are you going to tell those people? How are they supposed to study themselves deeper?
See, studying themselves deeper is like their own discipline. Of course, we can guide them, but first they'll have to develop that mental strength that yes, I'm going to give this time, whether I fall or whether I don't get success. So first of all, it is important to build your mindset. Second thing is you can
Sure.
take up a very small activity. I had proposed this in a couple of colleges where I get opportunities to talk to their students. So I tell
Yeah.
them that you might be a very busy professional. See, there could be phases in your life. So let us say if I'm saying this thing to a 3-year-old professional, to a 7-year-old professional, and to a 10-year-old professional, it depends, how he or she would want to spend time. For a 3-year-old
Yeah.
professional, it could be say at least twice in a week. You try to spend time at least 4 to 5 hours in a week
Yeah.
on only one idea or one skill that you have learned in your professional career. Then try to actually make a content around it and try to sell that
Yeah.
content. It's not at all tough. You can have your own website, you can
Yeah.
develop your own content, and you can sell it to a larger scale. And if you're
Yeah.
able to do that, you have actually developed the proof of concept. Now when you're a 7-year-old professional, what I would say is try to invest some money, try to invest some money,
Yeah.
at least 2% 3% into some kind of a setting. Let us say that
Yeah.
you are interested in doing something, you have identified 4 5 things. Try to pick the least expensive idea and try to put
Yeah.
money in that, and just take it deep. Go travel
Yeah.
through that plan, and you will eventually realize that one fine day you're able to actually get success. Now if you're a 10
True.
plus year old professional, I would say try to identify a right partner. Then once you identify a right
True.
partner, try to see if he's opposite to you. Like if you're a tech person, try to have the opposite skill set person. If
Yeah.
you're more a go-getter, try to have someone who's able to have a balanced approach. So try to have
Yeah.
identify a complementary skill set partner. If you're a 10 plus year old professional and you're wanting to start up, then try
Yeah.
to have a proper business plan put up, and then try to approach to people who have already done it. Speak to them
Yeah.
that this is what I propose to do. Do you see any gaps here? And then you
Yeah.
yourself will get an idea that you're going in the right direction or no. Try to have a mentor. And once you
Yeah.
identify these stuff, believe me, sooner or later, you will be able to see success for yourself.
Awesome. Like you just have to like, have a map for yourself. Like मैं इधर जा रहा हूँ,
Absolutely.
यहाँ से मैं फिर वहाँ गया, and I have to
Yes.
go a little further. So
Further.
your map should be ready, a plan should be ready for yourselves. Then
Yes. A
only you can
basic
just
plan.
take an initial step. Yes,
Yes.
true that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I really believe in this because I was scared the first time when I started the talk show. I never believed
Correct.
that I'm going to do.
Correct.
And later on, after a few days, I come to know that I am really good in communication with people. I am good in
Absolutely.
having better connections with them. I can have better questions for them, and I can have
Correct.
the justified answers for other people also because I also have a lot
Correct.
of questions. These
Correct.
are all my questions, because I want to be one of the person who is into entrepreneurship.
Correct.
I'm like kind of learning from you. This is like a
Correct.
learning session for me.
Correct.
Thank you so much for this information, right?
You're
Okay,
welcome. You're
so
welcome.
what is about this career guidance? Like, how did you fall into that field, and what is your flowchart of career guidance?
Career guidance, I would say, is a very, very complex field, at the same time very simple field. Why I say so is career guidance done at the right phase of your life and done in a consistent manner will provide you that clarity so as to where you have to actually go. Because what happens is,
Right.
career guidance has become a very generic thing in today's world. You get a
Yeah.
lot of career guidance from your seniors, from your peers, from your parents, from your extended family, from YouTube, from many other platforms. But all this data is so vast that ultimately it doesn't lead you to a narrowed down approach, or sometimes it
Yeah.
confuses you, right? So
True.
sometimes you have very simple things to unearth, but because you have heard a lot of things, because you are coming across a lot of information, it sometimes tends to confuse you. And that's where you need a and that's where you need a professional who can
Yeah.
actually channelize you in the right direction. Just like you have a
True.
coach for sports, just like you have a doctor, for certain specialization. You yourself are a
Yeah.
doctor. You're a dentist, I believe.
Yeah.
So obviously, people who have dental problems would come to you. So,
Yeah.
so you know what? So being a professional, having that authority gives you that luxury to guide the particular candidate in a certain direction. So career guidance for me is very important because it's directly linked to nation building. Being an
Yeah.
economist, I
True.
can say this because sometimes what happens is if you're not happy about your career or if you're not satisfied with what you're doing, that leads to lower productivity in the long run. And this is not something that I am telling you. This is something that big statistics, big numbers, big people who have been
Yeah.
seen this world
Proved.
have
It's
have
actually
yeah,
proved.
it's a proven thing that there
True.
is a gap.
Yeah.
So it's directly linked to national growth. It's directly linked to economic stability or economic growth of a nation. So I know
Right.
this because I'm an economist, I'm an engineer, and I have seen some part of the world, so I can understand how critical this thing is. You won't believe, yesterday I had a client and he was a 4 year experienced professional. He was an engineer,
Okay.
and he was doing pretty well for himself, but he was
Okay.
confused because he has burdened himself with so much of thoughts. He wants to do MS, he wants to do MBA abroad, he wants to do business,
Yeah.
he wants to become a manufacturer, he wants to do stock market, and he has a lot of things. All those things are right, nothing is wrong. But
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
so many thoughts, he's not able to focus on one or two aspects and go deep into it. So
Yeah,
eventually, what
means
will happen?
doing
Yeah,
one thing at a time is only going to take you
absolutely.
somewhere. Otherwise, you
It's
are
going to take you
just
somewhere. Otherwise,
in
you're going to be just
circles.
all over the places. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, true.
And believe me, isn't this a very pity situation for someone who's actually doing so well? Because he's not able to
Yeah.
accept this fact that he's actually doing well, he's confused. So there you need that
Yeah,
professional
right.
clarification. So I see a lot of gap, and that's how career guidance happened. And I have
Okay,
done
that is the phase where you take your place in. And you're like,
yes.
you enters and you're
I
like,
enter.
this is it, man.
This is a roadmap.
Clear your mind.
Clear your mind, clear your mind, have a proper vision, keep composed, keep yourself
Okay.
composed. So don't
Right.
run your thoughts too much. Try to be composed, be
No, the
patient.
thing is, the kids, the teenagers basically, they are like monkeys. I love to tell you that I was one of the monkey at my time. Okay, why? Because I was craving for someone would just come and tell me, okay, बेटा ये नहीं करना है तुमको, इसमें ऐसा हो
ये
सकता
करना
है,
है,
वो
हाँ,
करो.
करो.
And always I had this thing in my mind that I want to go into public. I want to know community. I want to know people. And I never knew that I would be choosing a profession in this way, and I'm not going to able to. That I'm not actually knowing people. I'm just knowing एक दांत में क्या हो रहा है, दूसरे दांत में क्या हो रहा है. And I was like, I'm not getting there. And somehow I took a decision that I don't want to work like this. I want to work in a different way. So let's go for a different one. And I did a job and I understood like this is a crazy world. I'm not meant for this. I left that and I started my own talk show. And I thought like, okay, I am finally happy right now after taking a lot of
Yes,
decisions. So basically I'm
yes,
telling this thing is because I didn't get the mentor at that perfect time. And I
absolutely.
actually, I was supposed to give all the productivity in that 4 years based on the thing that I like. But I,
Absolutely.
I put energy somewhere else. Somehow I learned something, but it's not a negative point. But yeah,
Definitely.
getting a mentor at the perfect time is actually a bliss. It's a positive thing
Very true.
that
Very
student
true.
can do whatever they want. That's really
Absolutely.
nice.
In a structured manner. So that
In a
definitely
structured
helps.
manner, yes.
Yeah.
No, because as soon as you like there is a mentor who is telling them all of these things, they can have a pretty good chart made by themselves. They would
Absolutely.
say, ki, okay, this is the first step, this is the second step I'm going to take. Third step, mein main thoda sa ruk gaya, that is not a problem. I'm going to reach over there, but I need a mentor for that, like
Absolutely.
a guiding light. कि भाई
Absolutely.
ये रास्ता गलत है, ये भी गलत है. You have to go like this. And I
Absolutely.
really want to see India full of better mentors because there are a lot
Absolutely.
of there
Absolutely.
is a youth full of energy. They can do a lot of
Absolutely.
things here,
Yes. And I'll
and
give you,
you people are going to bring a big change.
hopefully, hopefully. And I'll give you a
Yeah,
small
do that.
example. I'll give you a
Yeah,
small example. You know what? See, simple statements, like simple motivational statements, like there's no shortcut to success. Now,
right.
if a friend has to tell another friend, they would say that, oh fine, I know this. I mean, मुझे पता है यार, ऐसा कोई
Yeah.
नया बात तूने कहा नहीं. लेकिन यही लाइन जब कोई रिस्पेक्टेड नारायण मूर्ति जी कहते हैं, या एलॉन मस्क कहते हैं, या फिर बहुत ही इन्फ्लुएंशियल पर्सन कहता है,
Ah,
हमारा एड्रेनाइल रश एकदम हाई हो जाता है नेक्स्ट
हाई हो
4-5
जाता
years के लिए. आई एम
है.
गोइंग टू डू दिस, देयर इज नो शॉर्टकट टू
Yeah.
सक्सेस. So sometimes
That's a
authority gives
difference.
you that, yeah, authority gives you that
Yeah.
chance to help that candidate. And that's where it's very important to actually take help of professionals when it comes to
Yeah.
career guidance, when it comes to many other fields. And
Yeah.
that culture is slowly and steadily coming up in India. In the Western world, because of these things, because there was good mentorship, there was good career counseling done at the right phases, the right
Yeah.
candidates come out, the right resources are channelized into different fields of expertise, and ultimately
Right.
the nation gains, and ultimately the economic well-being of a nation is dependent on that. So here what happens is,
True.
people who are not wanting to be in a certain profession are put into a certain profession because of social stigma. Then people who are actually capable of doing something are doing something different. How will it improve the national cause then? It's pretty
Ah,
simple
I
to
am one of the person you said before, like social stigma. It's like, oh, I didn't want that. But okay, that's fine. I learned something from it. But no, it's really needed, to this youth
Yes,
at least because they are promising enough and they are going to bring a big change in the
big
nation if they
change.
are actually
Yes,
committed to
yes,
something. And
yes.
I just want to know there are things going on very differently in India. There are a lot of ideas going on, like मेरे को ये शुरू करना है, इसमें बिजनेस है, नया प्रोडक्ट रहता है तो ज्यादा सेलिंग होता है, and all of these things.
Yeah.
So I want to know, like, basically, what is the future in like being an entrepreneur, like, or in the entrepreneurial field? What is the future?
I would say this is the best time if someone is thinking about entrepreneurship seriously. This is the best time to be in India and create wealth. Believe me when I say so. Because around 10 to 12 years ago, China was exactly in the same phase wherein the
Mm-hmm.
roughly the economy was around 4.5-5 trillion. And
Yeah.
from that point of view, from that point in time, there were a lot of ideas that they innovated and
Yeah.
monetized. Because of
Yeah.
that, you had so many unicorns coming up, so much of wealth
Yeah.
creation happened, so much of employment happened, so much of gig work started spelling out, and then people
Yeah.
started becoming employable.
Mm-hmm.
People started making money. So we are also at the same verge. We are close to 4 trillion. In a year or two, we might touch up 5 trillion as well. And next 8 to 10 years, I mean, even if you are not economists, the world would agree that we would somewhere reach close to 8 trillion or 9 trillion. So when you
Amazing.
have created wealth, it is only because of a couple of things. One is, if you have developed those many companies. Now today,
Yeah.
in a couple of papers I read that we are already having 44 unicorns, and
Yeah.
we have developed that at a rapid pace. So in the next 8 to 10 years, we are going to supersede US as well in terms of unicorns. So imagine so much
Yeah.
of money coming in, so much of startups rising, so much of employment getting created. What will happen is there'll be a time where there'll be a parallel economy. So one guy
Yeah.
or one girl would have at least two options to earn money. So he will not be
Yeah.
dependent only on a job. He will have a gig which is giving him money. He will be having a job as well, and eventually he can make a choice. So today in the developed
Yeah.
economies, why they are called as advanced economies or developed economies, I mean, of course, job is required for everyone, but it's not that
Yeah.
they are only dependent on job. They do a lot of other things, parallel things, and
Yeah.
that's what gives them that liberty to choose. So slowly and steadily, we are moving in that direction, but it will take time because our per capita income has also to increase. So even
Yeah.
China, being second most economically powerful country, its per capita income is not that great. So it's still not an advanced economy because it has a huge population base. Similarly,
Right.
even
Right.
ours is the same case. We will be having a good economic improvement over the years, but our per capita income has to rise. So for per
For
capita
that. Yeah.
income to
Right.
rise, we need a lot of startups. So
Yeah.
definitely startups are coming. Different problems are there. People are trying to find solutions. Engineers are doing their job, and
Right.
believe me, startups is going to be the next big thing in India. It is already, but it is going to be the next big thing in India. So if someone really wants to create wealth, if wealth creation is their main motive, and if they are picking the route of going abroad, I would say,
Yeah.
guys, please hold on. Just spend the next 2-3 years onto some idea of yours, and believe me, you will
Yeah.
eventually make up more wealth. So yes, to answer your
Wow.
question, there's huge potential in India in the next 8 to 10 years for entrepreneurship and for gig entrepreneurship.
Amazing. But what if we have lost already few youth that have already gone abroad and doing things over there?
They'll come back.
I
They'll come
want them
back,
to
and
come back.
they'll come back. They'll see. Sachin Bansal, the ex Flipkart founder. He's a
Yeah.
comeback story, right? So he was
Yeah,
living in America.
right.
He came back here. He put up Flipkart. He sold it, and now he's
Right.
investing in
Oh my god, he's
another. Yeah,
massive now. Flipkart
he's
is really
massive now,
massive
and
here.
he's in India. He's in India, right? So
He's in
so
India,
people
right?
so people should take a clue from what he has done. So isn't that a great
That is really amazing. It's like a bomb to my head right now. It's like awesome. I really nearly forgot
absolutely.
that. See, the thing is, I have been looking a few shows where I could see entrepreneurs coming and asking for the investment and everything. And there is one show. It is called as Shark Tank India. I think
Shark
you
Tank,
know
I'm
that
aware
show.
of it. It recently
I'm
started
so
slowly coming.
crazy for that one
Yeah,
because they have enormous ideas to build a venture of themselves, but they don't know how much money are they needing or something, and they are getting their evaluation with them. They are countering on it, and I was like, that is so amazing. People are really running towards entrepreneurship. They want to build a business. They want to have a lot of wealth, and it is all for India because there are a lot of problems going on, and there are solutions given by us, people like us.
absolutely, absolutely.
And I really recommend to all of the viewers, please start watching Shark Tank. You will be interested of
Actually,
how many entrepreneurs are rising up in India, right?
actually.
Okay, I'm really excited to know what are your new projects that are lined up. Are there any new projects?
New projects right now. My own startup. I'm trying to develop that, and I
Okay.
have couple of projects. I'm working with my alma mater and helping their students
Wow.
in the career counseling space. I just
Mm-hmm.
received another offer from another college where I get invited. Normally, I used to get invited before the pandemic for guest lectures in the
Yeah.
space of marketing. And sometimes other subjects of the MBA. And even now, I just received a couple of offers, and I'd be taking up. So yes, I do have a couple of things to do. I'm planning to also write my own fiction novel. I have been signed by a small publication house.
Oh
So
my God, I'm so
yeah,
excited for that one.
yeah, it'll take time, maybe a year or so, because I have just started writing, and
Yeah.
then
But
let us see
please
how it goes.
do keep a copy and signed up only for me.
Yes, I'll give
Okay.
you a special copy. I'll gift you that copy. Certainly,
Thank you
certainly.
so much. Really awesome.
Yeah,
You're such an
you're
amazing
welcome.
person, man. Because the thing is, you already know a lot of things. What is going on in India itself, and how are you going to have solutions for it? It's really awesome. So thank you so much for such effort that you are telling everything which is to be known to people generally. Thank you for
Very
all of
true.
this information, man.
You're welcome. I am thankful to you as well for providing a platform to make the voice heard.
Yeah, I do need to help a lot of people out there because they have talent, they can do a lot of things, but they don't know it yet. And they need a mentor like you. So basically, they
Thank you.
should be counting on you for their careers.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do
Yeah,
justice
can
there
you
as well.
can you tell me what is the scale of the ideas that are changing to have business or entrepreneurial ideas? I would say from I don't know from many years, but how it has changed.
See, if I have to give you a basic example, or maybe make this point little less intellectual for the ease of communication, I would say ideas always were there, and
Yeah,
problems were always there, because we are a developing nation. So in a
yeah.
developing nation, there will always be problems. The only thing was tech was not introduced earlier. So we were not a tech
Yeah.
driven country, until we had companies like Infosys, TCS picking up, and many other Indian IT industries. Before they came, we didn't have a tech driven, we were not a tech driven society. With the
Yeah.
advent of tech, what happened is every problem eventually started having a solution. Why?
Hmm.
Because today, let us say, you have something to deliver. Like, let's say, as you said, you're good in communication. So let us say
Yeah.
you want to develop an English course. You can develop an
Yeah.
English content. You can talk to an engineer, or you can talk to maybe a tech guys, and they are going to develop a platform for you using AI or blockchain or many other technologies, wherein that
Yeah.
can get sold and people will buy your product. So you
Yeah.
yourself have a solution, and you definitely have a problem. So tech helps you do bridge that gap, and tech helps you make money, first and foremost thing. Second thing
Yeah.
is, if we have to go by the larger cause, if you look at the society at large, you have agriculture, which is one of the most pressing problems of India. Like, in a way, there's lot that can be done, and in a way, there's lot at the policy level that needs to be done. So you have
Yeah.
things that are happening at the policy level from the government side, but you also have lot of startups that are coming up in the agri sector. So you can find
Yeah.
small problems, and you can implement tech there, and you can come up with solutions. So that's too entrepreneurial. Then you have healthcare as
Yeah.
a domain. Within healthcare, Practo is a company. No one ever imagined a couple of years ago that doctors can consult online. So
Yeah.
I believe the biggest strength that India has is its tech. So with Indian tech industry booming, and with the helping hand of US, I think this combination is so strong that, believe me, we should capitalize on this, to the best of its capabilities. And I
Right.
personally feel anything can be taken online. See, a simple model like McDonald's, Domino's, or Pizza Hut, they are doing business pan world almost. So
Yeah.
why not our sweet stalls? Why not our traditional foods? These can also form a at least pan India chain. Very few chains
Yeah.
in the country are well known.
Yeah.
So why not someone thinks about this idea, like, okay, taking my traditional food to pan India, like maybe there's a staple food of Maharashtra, let's say a simple vada pav. A vada pav,
Yeah.
why not people in South be tasted that vada pav? Has anyone thought of it?
Yeah.
Right? Why not the idlis be marketed in Northeast or
North
other
East,
parts of
yeah.
the world? Simple things, right?
Yeah.
All of them like to have cross geographical food. Indians all
Yeah.
over like the taste of different cultures, but I
Yeah,
don't see
obviously.
one or two brands being so famous, except
Yeah.
a couple of sweet stalls. But why not some traditional food being taken to that level, and then try to
Right.
increase the scale to the world? So there is scope, but someone has to put their heads together, and I'm sure things are happening while we are talking. Someone might be already thinking about a lot of things. So it's
Yes.
just about to happen, maybe. So in a year or two, we might see something of that nature.
Awesome, because India has a lot of things to do. For sure, there is no doubt, and there are a lot of sectors that are supposed to be opened. There are like, see, I had an idea before. Like when you're going to a college, there are things that are supposed to be with you. That is, if I'm a dentist, so I need to have instruments, I need to have certain books, I need to have plaster models with me, a lot of things. So what if there was a different community who is providing such things to particularly to students, and they will have an app for it, or they will have everything online? People would be
Absolutely.
just giving their names over there. They should be just ordering whatever they want, and the package is ready at the shop. You can just go and get it for yourself, and it would be
Absolutely.
more easier. But the thing happened was I was all over Savangi, and I was going everywhere like, "Bhaiya, ye hai kya, wo hai kya?" And I was so bad at that moment, and I was like, "Bhai, kaise karungi main?" Because I had that idea at that time.
Right.
Kash aisa hota, it would be more simpler.
Right.
That time I
Right.
was, it was not that known to people, like of everything can be possible, a tech driven kind of thing should be there or something like that. But yeah, there are a few things that are, I think that are going to come up in India itself, and you are the person, you have a lot of ideas. Put ideas to some entrepreneurs, they would be doing something.
They would be
Mentor them in
exactly.
that.
Yes, 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 yes. I am
That is
that's why I'm
so
actually in this
awesome.
field. Right, right.
Yeah, and do help me also. On at certain
Certainly,
point, I'm going
certainly,
to face a lot
certainly,
of things while I'm doing
certainly.
everything on tech. So just help me through that.
Certainly,
Okay,
certainly.
can you describe yourself in one word?
A thorough engineer.
Wow,
Yeah,
thorough though. Okay, that is
thorough.
really nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so there are this amazing viewers who have been listening to this talk session. Can you just give them a message from your side?
Sure, sure. I'd like to quote what respected Vivekananda ji had once said, that have one idea in life. I repeat, have
Yeah.
one idea in life and make that idea your entire life. I repeat,
Wow.
have one idea in life, make that one idea your entire life. In simpler terms, let us say that if you have something in mind that's passionate for you, let's say you really like to teach designing to someone,
Yeah.
make that designing your entire life. Start teaching it, start monetizing it, start taking it to a different scale. Increase the
Yeah.
scale, and eventually you will be doing a lot of justice. From an entrepreneurial standpoint, I'd like to relate it this way.
Wow. I mean, it's really easy to say these things, but as soon as you get the idea, okay, what are you saying? It's really meaningful. You'll understand
Right.
everything. You just
Yes.
have to go a little deeper in that, because the people who have passion, who have known their skills and niche, they would understand this very clearly. But the
Absolutely.
people who doesn't understand, they didn't understand themselves first. They don't know what are they going to do in their lives. It's possibly a normal sentence for them, but
Probably that's
it's
why
really
I'm there.
powerful. You're going to be everywhere now. I'm sure about that.
Thank you, thank you. It's just the
Okay,
beginning.
so yeah, and the beginning is the most beautiful thing, because you should have a beginning first, and that is
Absolutely.
only going to keep you going to the end of your journey.
Absolutely.
You know, the
Absolutely.
ultimate happiness
Absolutely.
that you want to have. Okay, so
Absolutely.
the last thing, I always ask this question to every guest that I have on the talk show. I just need your feedback on the initiative that I have taken, the Legend Talks.
Fantastic initiative, Dr. Jui. And let me tell you, you're actually doing the job of an engineer. I'll justify that statement of mine. You know what?
Okay.
When I said I'm a thorough engineer, what I meant by that is An engineer, in simple definition, is the one who solves complex problems, makes it simple, and impacts
Yeah.
millions of people. So what you're doing is you're doing exactly the same thing. The last thing is that you're impacting millions of people by using this as a platform. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would say what you're doing is amazing. Keep continuing to do this, and consistently you will see that this is going to be really, really big, because people really want to hear to legit talks, and the name itself
Yeah.
vindicates your vision. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy to be a small part to this, and I would wish you success, and would like to be part of many more legit talk shows, if I get the
You are going
opportunity.
to be, because you're the mentor,
Yeah.
You are the one who is going to give a guiding light to every single person who is really confused with their careers and with the
True,
ideas that they have.
true,
You are
true,
going to
true.
show all the better paths to every single person who would be
Yes.
just connecting you. So I just want to know, what are the other platforms where you are? Because if there are people who are who are just willing to know your story, or they are willing to know few like answers from you, so how should they contact you?
For now, I have just begun. It's just a month, and I have not yet completed my entire branding. But I am mostly now available on Instagram. I am available,
Okay.
once my website would be ready, I would be available through that medium as well. My number is pretty public. I mean, I could also put it here on record. It's 7278 918 918. You can book an appointment with me, and I would be happy to help, over a session. So yes, I'm available pretty openly on my number.
Thank you so much, Hariharan. I'm really happy, because this
Pleasure
was
is mine.
the first session of this year, 2022. I took a break. I took a really
Okay,
big break because I was working on something else related to the talk show. This was like,
okay,
there are steps that I have already planned up with in my head. There is a flow chart, as you have all
right,
the flow charts in your head.
right.
So I have one of that too, and I'll be going to the next level. So I hope I'll see you there, and
Yeah,
I'm really
thank
excited to put up that session over there. So thank you so much for this, and I'm really
absolutely.
glad that we are going to have more sessions. There are really
Yes.
more sessions to come, and thank you so much for every single thing
Okay.
that you have
Let me
said and
let
you
me
have
try.
shared.
Sure. Thank you so much. Let me just give you a compliment. You are a
Okay.
doctor by qualification. You think like
Yeah.
an engineer, and you're actually
Yeah.
doing management.
Awesome. See, I am this three at some point. You know why? Because
Exactly.
I am a dentist. Okay, that is fine.
By
And
qualification,
dentists,
yeah.
somehow they are engineers because they are artists some or the other way. They have to do a lot of
Right.
things, minute
Right.
things. And
Right.
lastly, I did a PGDHM, that was a management course.
Okay.
So
Oh, see. So I didn't know this. So I was right in figuring you
awesome.
out.
That actually cleared my thought. Like, okay, I am that kind of person. Thank you so much, Hari.
Welcome. Welcome. Have a great day. Thank you. Pleasure
You
is
too
mine.
have a great
Yeah.
day. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Bye. See you
Welcome.
next time.
Bye bye.